Hi, everyone, and welcome to Live on Xbox for March 3rd. It's going to be a shorter episode. We've been experimenting with shorter times. So this one, it's only going to be about 20 minutes. We started late. Sorry about that. We always aim for 5, but today had a few issues. I had a computer that I reset and forgot to get everything set up on. So that's on me. Sorry, guys. We'll be on time next week. But so I'm here and Austin's here as well.
Hello.
And we're going to just talk about a few quick things on Xbox. So we're going to get started right away. It's going to be a rapid fire round today. So I'll start with Anthem. So Anthem came out last week. I haven't played it yet. I don't think Austin's played it yet.
No, I don't plan on playing it until it's on a major discount, and even then, I'm not sure. Maybe it'll get a second life when they're dropping the next batch of content, but I'll just keep my eye on it.
Yeah, it's something I definitely do want to try out. I went to EB Games yesterday and I held it in my hand for a good 10 or 20 minutes walking around the store debating whether I should pick it up or whether I should not. And in the end, I did put it back on the shelf. The people at EB Games, they said they played it. They have thought it was okay. And they said that it feels like there's a lot of potential, but it's not there yet. Now, found out this week we do have a little bit of a source on from someone who worked a bit on Anthem. And I am told that there's a 5-year plan here, and that in that 5 years, there's going to be massive content updates and content drops, and that we should be really excited for those, and that is where the game's really going to live and pick up.
Do you think it's going to be dropping kind of like how Destiny did, where they would go, they did Destiny 1, and then they did I think it was the Taken King was the DLC that dropped like a year afterwards. Do you think they're going to kind of play it like that, where it's like game DLC, or are they going to use Anthem as like their
I don't think it'll go game DLC, game DLC, game DLC. I think it's going to be DLC. And knowing that it's EA who actually is distributing, I would not be surprised if this DLC and content updates does cost money.
So do you with this kind of, how there's been rumors that Skeleton Crew has kind of taken over the updates and patches for the game, and the rest of BioWare may have moved on to Dragon Age 4. Do you think that BioWare is still going to be the ones working on this, or do you think they'll push it to a smaller studio or smaller team within BioWare?
I'm told there's still a team working on it, and that it has not at all gone Skeleton Crew way.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, yet again, I think it has a lot of potential. We're judging it after 1 week of play. We haven't even played it. But I was told that the beta that a lot of people are judging their opinions on was very much a beta, even though it was only a month before release.
When did it came out, like a week early for EA Access, or how did that work?
It came out on the 15th for EA Access, I believe, and then it dropped live full game on the 22nd.
Okay, so it's been in people's hands for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. So it's been, well, I'm going off wide release. Wide release, it's been out for about a week.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting. I didn't expect it to, they so far have it charted out till May, what their plan is right now. And what I thought looking at that was if they get to that May release and their player base kind of falls off, I didn't think that they would continue on it. But considering that, they have this all planned out, oh, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so considering that you're saying that there's a 5-year plan, it's a little bit more interesting to me to see where it'll go, because most games they'll obviously have the plan in place, but it's very rare that they'll actually get to it.
Yeah, so it's a game I'd like to check out and actually get an informed opinion on, but it's also something that I might look for the used copy. Unless one of you guys wants to sponsor us. If you want to sponsor us, hit us up. We're on social media and mention in the comments below. And if you sponsor us, we will play some Anthem, preferably a digital copy. Or a physical copy. I won't be picky. But anyways, it is a game I want to check out. And I do want to create an informed opinion. It does look like it could be fun, but I was also told it is a lot more fun with friends.
Well, anything could be fun with friends, but like you're saying, it's a little bit better to get your hands on it yourself. And I really wish, like I wish I could get my hands on these games. It's just that a game's like $80 where we live, so it's kind of hard to pick up every release. So that's why I kind of go I will look at multiple different opinions and different videos, and then I'll kind of make it a judgment based on that, just because I can't pick up
too much of a risk.
Yeah, and I've been burnt before on big games, so
yeah, like I was thinking of getting it digital, which would be a great benefit to us, I thought, but at the same time, if I got it physical, I could trade it in if I didn't like it. One of the things I asked asked EB Games was if they had a used copy yet, and they don't, which is actually a good sign, because at this time, when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, I could have got a used copy of Red Dead.
Yeah, and Red Dead it is still a great game, like Red Dead 2, right?
Yeah.
It's a great game, and it's kind of weird that Anthem, one that's on the fence of being just a mediocre kind of release, doesn't, like you're saying, like it's not getting traded in, but something like Red Dead, which is very easily like a 10 out of 10 game, you picked it up, I think, used like a couple days after it came out.
Me?
Yeah.
I picked it up new.
Oh, I thought you picked it. Oh, no, you told me. Never mind. Sorry, you told me that I could have picked it up used by that time.
Yeah. All right. So our next topic. Well, I'll just recap. Anthem 5-year plan. It's supposed to get a lot better. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned for more and check it out while you're at it if you can. So
great. The next news story that I've been keeping an eye on is, every year we get another, well, for the past quite a few years, almost 10 years now, we've been getting, a new Ubisoft game in at least one of their series every year. And every year, every time, they get leaked out. So recently, some leaks have happened for Watch Dogs 3 and what might be the next Assassin's Creed. So they're saying that Watch Dogs 3 will most likely come out in 2019, will be announced at E3. It's not going to be based in America anymore. It's going to move over to London. It will give you the option of picking between a male and female player character. And then there's some, 4chan posts, which is very common. Like there's always some form of some truth in the 4chan leaks as well. So according to that, there is the new Assassin's Creed game will be called Assassin's Creed Legion, or at least that's what the code name is at the moment. It's supposed to be in the same style as the last two, which would be, the way that Assassin's Creed Odyssey was, and Assassin's Creed Origins. And it will be based back in Italy. So we'll be going back to Italy, and I think that would be the first time since Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations was there for a little bit. Yeah, so hopefully, these actually end up being true. It'd be pretty cool. So yeah, E3 2019, more big news.
Nice. E3, it's going to be exciting. I'm especially excited for Halo. There was a little bit of Halo news this week. Not huge news, just little, that it's going to be a spiritual reboot. What that means, I still don't know. It is still supposed to be very much Halo 6, but they want to go back to what makes Halo Halo and what fans are excited to get at in a Halo game. So, from my understanding, they went back and played Halo 1, 2, and 3 and saw what Bungie did, and 343 is trying to now replicate that in the new game. Now, what I think that means is Halo 1 had those nice open spaces. They had a lot of gunplay. They were open. That was the big thing about Halo. Combat evolved. It was evolved from the closed shooters of the Doom days. So that's the Halo news. It's very small news, but exciting. It's supposed to be our good old Halo, where Halo 4 was very cinematic. Halo 5 was very cinematic. And I liked that. I don't have an issue with that, but they did really push you through those hallways in a certain direction with not much open spaces to play in. Halo 5 did go a little bit to the open spaces in certain levels, like on, I forget, Meridian, when you had those big open battles that took about 30 minutes on Legendary to get done. But yeah, so that came out today from, not today, this week from 343.
I can definitely see them trimming some of the fat, like Halo 4 and 5, mostly 5 was very lore heavy. So like the way 343 has been doing is like, if you want to know who like the new characters are, you really have to dive into the books and the expanded universe stuff. So I can see them like trimming the fat, cutting it down to, like you're saying, more just like open battles and going back to its roots.
Yep. So I'm excited for Halo 6. I know a lot of people excited for Halo 6. It is supposed to, from what I've heard, it's going to get talk at E3, as it should. Now that they've released a teaser, they are going to be talking about it till it comes out. Almost guarantee that.
Only 100 days left till E3.
I'm excited. Now, moving on. Big news out of the Microsoft Store. It's not big news. It's just big-ish news. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's packing a free Game Pass subscription in the Microsoft Store if you go now. So that is something. It's kind of strange to hear that because Spider-Man is Sony. Into the Spider-Verse is Sony. And now they're packing a Game Pass. What gives?
So we could pick up the movie if we have Game Pass, or how does that work?
So if you buy Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, you get Game Pass.
Oh, okay. That's very, like you're saying, it's kind of odd seeing Sony, dive into Microsoft's store.
Yeah, it's odd. Like the movie, always expected it to come on Xbox, but not with a promotion like this.
Yeah. You'd expect them maybe to push their PlayStation Plus or maybe even like the PlayStation Now. I'm not sure, but.
And trust me, they do not need Game Pass to sell this movie. This is a good movie. If you haven't seen it, see it now.
It just won the Oscar for Best Animated Movie for 2018, right?
Yep, and it's coming back in theaters to Cineplex theaters. I guarantee it is like nothing you have ever seen before.
I might have to give it a watch. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard good things.
You haven't seen it yet? Go see it. Also, I just saw an article, and it's been going on for a while, but the article headline was Xbox now gives away twice as many games as Sony does. Sony gives away 2 monthly games. Xbox has been giving out 4 games for a while now.
That's actually a big news because like I remember PlayStation Plus, especially when the PS4 first came out, they were just dropping games like all the time. Like Rocket League wouldn't have been as big of a game if it wasn't handed out for free through PlayStation Plus. And now maybe Microsoft could offer studios the same chance to get their game out there, along with also providing these big like AAA experiences through the Games with Gold.
Yeah. And then I just thought that was odd that I saw that news now. But yeah, Microsoft has been giving away 4 games a month for as long as I've been for as long as Games with Gold has existed. However, the condition of having a game with gold is that if it's 360 games, you get to keep, but the Xbox One games, you have to be a subscriber to continue playing them. I experienced that firsthand when I went to go play Tomb Raider, and our live expired a month ago now. So, but
I can elaborate on the Sony issue. Hi everyone, it's me. So the thing with Sony is that they used to give away 4 games, actually technically 6 games a month. Like they had the PS4 titles, but they also were giving away PS3 and Vita titles as well.
Oh, and yeah, Vita has been like they stopped manufacturing them officially.
RIP. I like the Vita, but anyways, as of March 8th, they're no longer going to be providing PS3 and Vita titles, effectively killing those platforms. Not killing, because they gave away some pretty good games. Like this last month, they gave away Metal Gear Solid 4, which is, I would say, one of the best Metal Gear games. And I don't know, the library of Vita games is also really strong. It's just that no one bought it.
Well, if I'm not correct, the Vita is still alive in Japan, is it not?
No,
no. Vita is dead across the entire board. There are still like Japanese developers who will make games for it because they have a huge market on it. But as far as the console, it's gone.
They're just not making it anymore.
Okay, which is fair enough. And honestly, this will probably all change once the PS5 comes out. They'll probably be doing the same thing they were doing before, where you have the free PS4 games and then a couple free PS5 games. I can see that happening. So I think this is all just part of moving on to the next generation.
Do you think, in your opinion, that this quote like next generation is going to you're going to have to buy different discs and versions of it, or like how do you think that's going to work? Because I can't see it being such an upgrade that it won't be backwards compatible.
Oh, so what you're meaning, like in general, not just with PS5 or Xbox One,
just the next hardware that's coming, hopefully the next year.
I don't see Microsoft getting rid of these controllers. They have native PC support in Windows 10, which the Xbox is just built on a kernel of Windows 10, which these should easily work with. PS5, I'll let Sawyer elaborate on that.
I have no clue what they're doing for PS5, although I do believe that PS4 controllers will work natively with PC. I know that they work natively with Steam.
They do work with PC. They had Bluetooth built into it when they first released the PS4, unlike when Xbox did, where we had to buy like that dongle for the first bit.
Yeah, but so did PS3, did it not?
No, PS3 you had to get these fan-made drivers.
Okay.
Or you could just plug it in with a USB stick or with a cable, but that's not fun.
I think it's too hard to call Sony's shots right now because we know that Xbox has been trying to move on from just their hardware. They've been really trying to future-proof their games and their everything, where we really do not know what Sony's doing for PS5.
Not really, although I don't know. I might have said this last time on the show, which was a long time ago, but all of Sony's studios are now currently working on next generation stuff. Except, well, I mean, all their projects that we know about right now are currently PS4, but all the stuff that they're working on right now is going to be PS5.
Yeah.
I assume that just means that they moved on to using the new dev kits, but I can't see the architecture being that different.
It's really hard to say. Sony has not shown us anything at all for the next gen.
What I find interesting with especially the two big console names is that at the beginning of this generation, back in 2013, Sony was very vocal. Like they would let their fans know like what was coming down the pipeline. They kept you informed. But Microsoft was the one that nobody knew what was going on there because they, like that E3 was a disaster for them.
That's an understatement.
But now Sony, it's like it's completely opposite. Sony has gone radio silent. and Microsoft is like releasing headline after headline after headline. It's very interesting to see how it flipped like that.
Yeah, like we're going to get a clear picture of what next gen brings. I'm assuming at E3 this year for the Xbox and for Microsoft. And we're going to be getting xCloud as well, which yet again will, as I've mentioned before, will probably be bringing everything to the Nintendo Switch as well, along with iOS and Android. But that Sony's not part of that, and that does make complete sense. Sony and Xbox are rivals. But when everything can be an Xbox, then and PS4 is not, it's hard to say what they're going to be doing because they're the only ones not following the same path as Microsoft now.
And with that news story, it brings us to what is free with Games with Gold this month. So for the Xbox One, we have Adventure Time, Pirates of Enchiridion, and for the Xbox original game, it is Star Wars Republic Commando. The 360 game is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, which is the more hack and slash kind of one. And the other Xbox game is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which I have played and I do recommend it. Very fun game. So the Adventure Time is available starting March 1st, which was 2 days ago. Star Wars Republic Commando is available now until the 15th. Metal Gear Rising is available on the 16th all the way to the end of the month. And Plants vs. Zombies is also on the 16th until April 15th.
All right. So a pretty good lineup there, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get my hands on Republic Commando. It's something that I've been trying to get for the original Xbox. It's just very expensive to buy used. So yeah, it's definitely now I have it, so I don't have a reason not to play it.
Awesome.
Sorry, Sean, do you have something to add?
No, I have one more thing to add before we end the show.
Okay.
All right. So we are not a Fortnite podcast, but Fortnite Season 8 did drop on Thursday. The map has completely changed. We have played probably 10 matches now, Austin.
Yeah, I've put maybe an hour and a half in.
Yeah, so we haven't played it as much as we have in the past. We've just had a really, really busy weekend. But Season 8's out. If you haven't claimed your free Battle Pass, claim it. I think the best feature, hands down, of Season 8 is the party assist feature on your Battle Pass.
Yeah, I wish we had more time, but unfortunately we don't. But just a quick thing about that is I think that with Apex Legends coming out and the features that it had, I think Epic kind of looked at that and saw what they could implement. And so there's a couple of different, like the pinging system they changed in Fortnite, and it's kind of similar to how Apex is doing it.
Yeah, because now the ping system is a double tap on your left, on the left of the D-pad to alert enemies.
Yeah, not only can you place a marker for a location, you can like put an enemy alert out, and you can mark items, and it will show up to your teammates, and it will say what it is. And
which is long overdue, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so yeah, Apex Legends had that, and that's one of the big features in that game that really like made it stand out. And now I think Epic kind of saw that, changed things, and hopefully, like with that genre, I think it's important that everybody kind of plays off of each other to develop it more. Because if we just have it, 100 people down to one, I don't think we're going to see a lot of growth. But now we're seeing them influencing each other a little bit more.
Yeah, well, today we were playing in that party assist feature. For your challenges, it lets your party help in on that. So like today we had one that was get a SMG, assault rifle, and explosion kill, I believe it was. And we all party assisted it to try to get that explosion kill, because if one of us gets it, we all get it. And it just also builds the team and makes it more of a team game as well.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of new releases or updates, I do have the list of games coming out this week for Xbox. A lot of them to be honest, I haven't heard of, so I don't have any comments on them, but I'll just list them off anyways. Old Man's Journey comes out tomorrow. It's an Xbox Play Anywhere title. It's a puzzle adventure game. Black Desert Online, it's coming out tomorrow, and it's Xbox One X enhanced. It's an online MMO. The Occupation comes out on Tuesday. It's a very heavily narrative game. RBI Baseball, which you know, Xbox doesn't have something like the show that Sony has, but RBI, you know, like it's not
RBI
great.
is the best game.
I can't say it's a great game, but it's so ridiculous that it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So I mean, if it goes on sale and you're a fan of baseball, it's worth a check.
Yeah, we first played RBI 15 back when the Blue Jays were doing their run for their playoff run in 2015. So we've been playing it for a few years now, and we always have a great time playing it. It's not a good game. It's a ridiculous game.
All right. So again on Tuesday, a game called Attack of the Earthlings. It seems to be kind of in the style of XCOM. Tuesday as well, a game called Beat Cop. It's a pixel art kind of game. I and Me is a puzzle platformer. Comes out on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, Overload. Seems to be kind of like an innovative shooter in the vein of Superhot. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing here. Crimson Keep also comes out on the Wednesday. It's an action RPG. It's a first person kind of RPG. It looks similar to how like the Elder Scrolls looks in a way. And Devil May Cry 5 comes out on Friday. Yes, on the Friday. And yeah, that's probably the biggest release of this week.
Alrighty. I don't think we have anything else to talk about this week. So with that, let's just give a quick update on our A Way Out video. So I have handed off part 2 to Austin. I am editing part 1. My editing laptop was down all week with the failing hard drive. Replaced that on Thursday, and I plan on getting back to editing this week. I had to reload all the clips and everything. That alone took some time. So we're back up and running. We'll get those videos out. We haven't played since we've shot part 2, but yeah, we want to get that content out. If there are any other games you want to see us play, comment in the comments below.
We will do our best to do it. With editing, like it takes time. Like for me, I'm not quite used to the software we're using, so that takes most of my time. Is just teaching myself again how to do it. Yeah, I mean, like I have a lot of fun doing it, so I definitely want to continue.
Yeah, like each part has about 3 hours of footage for us to sift through and find out what parts are the best to include in the video, because we need to include plot points and we need to include reactions. So that's where we are with that one, but it is coming along slowly but surely. So yeah, do you have anything to add on to this episode, Austin?
Not really. It just like almost every week besides E3, it's kind of a slower week for news, and you know, I hope maybe with this shorter form podcast today, you know, if you guys like it, that being this length, let us know. Maybe give us some feedback on what we could change in terms of the formatting. We're not really sure where to go with it. We get some videos, we get good reception. Some videos are lower views, and so we're not really sure like what we should do in terms of that. So we're just really asking anyone who watches, anyone who maybe scrolls past it, to just let us know what you guys think about it.
Yeah. So feedback's important. We want to do what you want to do. We have tossed some ideas around between the two of us of maybe including some gameplay while we talk, so it's not just us sitting here, but we want to know what you want. So just let us know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw today, hit that like button and share this video. If you don't like it, feel free to hit that dislike button and leave some feedback. If you hit that dislike button, please leave some feedback because we want to know why you didn't like it. So as usual, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitch. I did some Twitch streaming this week. It was not on the Live on Xbox page. It was on my personal one. But yeah, follow us on Twitch. We're going to get up and going with that more often. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. We do this show for us, but we also do it for you. If you guys don't like what we're doing, then please let us know. And with that, I'm going to say thanks for joining the show, Austin.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, Shawn.
Yeah, no problem. I do want to say a special thanks to Sawyer for coming down and participating and elaborating on the Sony conversation today, because we are not experts in the PlayStation and Sony
marketplace
environment, food chain, ecosystem. There we go. So anyways, you have a great day, Austin.
Yep.
And for all of you guys watching, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next weekend. Same time, same place, and we'll see you then.